What's going on, Shellheads? It is Jesse Swift of the Flick and Reel channel, and I just got out of an early access screening of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, directed by Jeff Rowe, brought to us by Seth Rogen, Jeff Rowe, and Evan Goldberg, and I am here with my review to let you know if it is a shell of a good time or if it's a total cowabunga, dude. Let's start this review right after this. All right, thank you for joining me on, it's been a little while since I've done a review here, and I am a Ninja Turtles fan. Let's get that out of the way. I've always had an affinity for the Turtles, and I recognize that there's been probably more bad entries than good, but I'm here to tell you that Mutant Mayhem is the first to be reviewed fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which, much to my chagrin, is really not taking into account the 2007 TMNT, which I thought was really a fantastic entry, but that's okay. I love a couple of the live action ones as well, but it seems like audiences far and wide of many different ages and backgrounds are really enjoying this movie. Now, we don't really have an audience score yet for the general audience, but critics are having a great time with this, which is a good sign, and I will let you know that I think this is appropriate for all ages, maybe not 5 and under. There's some scary elements a little bit with the whole mutant thing, and Ice Cube as Superfly is intentionally intimidated and definitely hard to look at times, but there is a ton of comedy. I think Seth Rogen struck gold when he found these up-and-coming young actors to provide the voices of the Turtles, and I think that is one of the most fresh aspects of this, right along with the animation. There's some saying that this movie is a rip-off animation-wise of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. I completely disagree. This movie has its own identity in animation. However, I will say I don't think it would have happened, and it would have happened in this way if not for Spider-Verse opening doors for something like this hand-drawn style, and I think it's really cool. It's really fitting. This kind of feels like this is the way I want to see Turtles now, go back to their roots instead of the giant freakish 9-foot tall mutant freaks that we had in the last live action incarnation. Now, there is a voice cast here that is too long to list, but you do have Rose Byrne, John Cena, Seth Rogen, obviously, Giancarlo Esposito. A lot of talent on display here, and some of them kind of bit roles. I will say one of the standouts being Paul Rudd as Mondo Gekko is a lot of fun, and you'll be talking about it long after the movie. Speaking of after the movie, there is a post-credit scene, so make sure to stay for that, setting up the next entry, which we're not really sure where it's going to continue. We know that there are plans for a sequel as well as an animated series on Paramount Plus, I think is the name of the streaming service, so keep an eye out for that. Overall, what did I think of the movie? The comedy largely worked. There was a lot of heart to this film. There's a little more gross out, not gross out humor, but gross out visuals than I'm used to seeing in a Ninja Turtles movie. But there's a lot of things that felt new, felt revitalized. There's new breath breathed into this franchise. I love what they did with April O'Neil. I thought she was a ton of fun. Maybe the most relatable or the most real she's ever felt as a character. So that was a great change. Splinter, going into the movie, I wasn't sure if I was going to be down with some of the changes that they made just to his demeanor and how much of a badass he always was in the original material. But I thought it was a lot of fun. It's not my favorite Splinter. There's a lot of things they do in here that aren't my favorite, but overall, I did have a really good time, and it does get a recommendation from me, a Turtles fan. And I think if you are not a Turtles fan, this might not be the movie to win you over, but I think you are likely to have a good time, and who knows? This is going to probably go down in history as one of my favorite entries in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pantheon of content and things like the comics and all the different incarnations of movies and television shows and things that we've gotten. Go see this movie. It comes out this Thursday, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. So please, in the comments, let me know what's your favorite Ninja Turtle movie. Who's your favorite turtle? Mine was always Mikey. You know, he was the biggest skateboarder. I'm a skateboarder. There's a deck right there in the background, a Flick and Reel deck. If you got a family, if you got kids, I want to know what they thought too. So again, comment down below. Let me know what your anticipation level is. This is something between 1 through 10, let me know. I'm going to give this movie, speaking of ratings, I'm going to give this movie a solid 8.5 out of 10. Really great time. It's got my recommendation. It's a great year for animation. You just got to seek it out. I'm going to use that opportunity to drop you should also go on Netflix and watch Mona. Fantastic. All right, guys, I've been Jesse. Again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining this community. Until our next review or episode, see you on the next one. Until then, keep it real. Bye-bye.